Today, let's start with a question. Do you want to be older, fatter, and sicker? Well, the solution is simple. Just eat more sugar. And the good news is, it's everywhere. Almost every restaurant, fast food joint, grocery store, the grocery stores are packed full of sugar. Probably 70–80% of the aisles are dedicated to items loaded with sugar. And these sections just keep expanding with more and more options. Candy, cookies, soda, ice cream, baked goods, and things you wouldn't even expect to have sugar in them are loaded with sugar. But all of this comes at a price. It's very dangerous. When I was young, they used to talk about sugar being bad for your teeth. But that should have been an indicator, because not only does sugar rot your teeth, but it turns out it rots your entire body from the inside out. It's bad for your cardiovascular system, for your stomach, causes brain fog. It's bad for your heart. It's bad for your liver. It diminishes the effectiveness of your immune system. It can lead to cancer, dementia, Alzheimer's. All sorts of diseases seem to have their roots in your stomach lining, which is destroyed by excessive sugar. We know the dangers of diabetes caused by sugar and sugar's impact on insulin sensitivity, but there are so many other diseases that are caused by sugar as well. Sugar depleting your immune system, sugar enhancing allergy reactions. My son recently had some bad bug bites that he reacted very negatively to. And I even said, well, you shouldn't eat that sugar because I think it could make the bug bites even worse. We went to a movie, he ate some sugar, and the bug bites got worse. We ended up at the hospital to get treatment for these bug bites. Was it the sugar? I feel pretty strongly it was. And my instincts were right in this case. Avoid it, avoid it, avoid it. But how can we avoid the unavoidable? The big problem with sugar is it's so addictive. It's a vicious cycle. We eat the sugar, it impacts our insulin levels, we drop in energy, and then we crave more sugar. Quitting it is very difficult. We are really programmed on a deep level to consume this stuff. The good news is there are some methods to wean yourself off of it, get off of sugar. And the really great news is once you do this, you're going to feel so good without it. Matter of fact, it's not going to taste good anymore. It's going to taste way overpowering. Anyone who's quit drinking sweet sodas knows how that works. You have one after 6 months or a year of being off of it, and it just tastes so horribly sweet. There are many methods that I've found have helped me with my own sugar addictions. I started very young eating way too much candy, and it did become this perpetual cycle. I was always a bit chunky as a kid, and I really think it was that maintaining or retaining all that fat buildup from eating so much sugar. But what finally triggered the response for me happened to be taking supplements. I'm not saying you need to take supplements to quit sugar, but this is the chain reaction that occurred for myself. I took some supplements, my appetite started to decrease. I still had some residual brain fog, so I was feeling great. I was exercising more, but things just felt like there was this cloud around me. And after researching it, I found out that it's most likely the stuff I've been eating, so I quit sugar and processed foods. And from 1 to 3 days, the difference was dramatic in the improvement that I experienced. Now, a lot of these things take time to take hold and really have an impact. And this is something that after a year of starting the supplement routine that I'm on now and adding to that slowly, it has just been cumulative over time where I'm feeling better and better and better. And now I walk into a grocery store, and I hate to sound judgmental, but even here in Germany, where people maybe in Europe aren't as obese as they are in the US in general, everybody looks overweight. And I don't mean, again, to sound judgmental. It's just something you notice. Once you address it for yourself, you do notice society around you, and you really see the impacts that sugar is having on all of us. It's on all of these it's in all these products, and people just consuming. So I got in the habit of going into the checkout aisle and sort of looking at what people were buying and sort of kind of sizing it up with how they appeared. And I'd see some healthy foods, and then I'd see just some awful foods mixed in. So it's like people do try to make an effort to eat healthy, but they just can't get away from all of the sugar, which really compounds the problem and makes it really, really hard to get healthy, even when you're eating fish or when you're eating vegetables or when you're eating lots of salad. If you're still bombarding your body with sugar, you're not experiencing the benefits from those healthy foods. One thing that happened to me when I quit sugar was foods that are healthy started tasting a lot better. Fish started tasting a lot better. Vegetables started tasting a lot better. So there is this compounding impact or positive impact of quitting sugar, eating healthier. You start to enjoy and look forward to eating those healthy foods. I make a salad every night and I look forward to it every evening. It's actually quite a bit of work to make a nice big rich salad with lots of different ingredients, avocado, leafy greens, cucumber, some onion. It does take some time washing it all, fresh lettuce, not some stuff I bought in a bag. Um, Not that that's better than not buying it. I'd buy it in a bag already washed if I didn't have other options. But just buying the dirty stuff fresh here in Germany is pretty easy. But buying that stuff, washing it, cutting it up, going through the trouble has been worth it. And I do kind of have started to enjoy it, even though making the salad can be a pain every night. I definitely enjoy eating it, and I eat a lot of it. I make a double-sized salad. My family all has some, and then I just devour whatever's left. The other things that I'm doing that have helped me get myself off sugar, keep myself off sugar, and really benefit from not eating sugar has been exercising, eating good carbs. I allow myself to eat stuff that maybe a lot of us have been warned not to eat. Some breads I eat, an occasional fresh baked cake I'll even eat some. Not a lot, but usually we'll make it ourselves. We'll put less sugar in it, and we'll throw some nuts or some other ingredients in it. So you can treat yourself from time to time. And if you bake yourself, you're in control of your own destiny, so to speak. Eating a lot more fruits. Fruits do contain sugar, but the energy burn is longer lasting. When I eat fruit, I don't personally feel a crash afterwards. So I can eat an apple, I can eat a banana, I can eat some berries, blueberries, and I get kind of a boost from it. My sugar impulse is addressed, and I don't get the crash. And I also don't get cravings. Like I can eat fruit in moderation and not crave more and more. Big problem with sweets and sugar is you eat 3 times, 4 times what you really should. On average, Americans eat 3 times as much sugar as they should. And that's because this perpetual craving syndrome that happens from eating it. You eat some, you can't stop, you eat a lot more than you even should. If you eat less of it, you can still get that sugar fix without abusing it. So from time to time, eating something sweet, some fruit, or some self-baked cake. Like I said, I do allow myself from time to time that. I'm sleeping better. I make myself get to bed earlier. And this also helps fight off cravings during the day. I'm also drinking more water. I'm drinking coffee. Interestingly, coffee historically makes a lot of us edgy, and I'm no different. I've also gotten some edginess from drinking maybe an extra cup of coffee, but I don't feel that anymore since I quit sugar. So you wonder about the impact that sugar has on other things you're eating or drinking, so it could worsen the experience that you have from coffee instead of it being a nice steady boost of energy over time and helps you focus, which coffee can do. You get jittery from it if you eat sugar with it. So kind of a trick there. Also, coffee's good at suppressing your appetite as well. And then of course, there's intermittent fasting or time-restricted feeding, where you're only eating a certain time window during the day. You get trained to sort of limit yourself. You don't get cravings outside that window. After 2-3 weeks, you're really used to eating in a smaller window. I have about an 8-hour window every day where I allow myself to eat. And I look forward to the healthy foods during that time because, yeah, I do get a bit hungry. When it's time to eat, it's time to eat. But I don't go for sugar. I go for the healthier stuff, which tastes a lot better. Also, I noticed that sugar desensitizes my taste buds. So things are tasting better that were just sort of, I'd eat a cucumber, I'd eat a carrot, but I really didn't feel like any kind of taste sensation or taste explosion from eating those healthy foods. Avocado tastes a lot better. Pistachios taste better. A friend of my wife's came to visit from Israel recently, brought some fresh Israeli dates with her. And historically, dates always looked appetizing. I think we're programmed to like certain fruits and dried fruits. That's why they put on the packaging of all these sugar goods, a lot of them have pictures of fruit or a taste that reminds you of fruit, because it's tapping into something that is naturally programmed into us, into our taste buds, into our bodies, that we crave these fruits. But it's trying to use that to subterfuge that and feed us more sugar, because it's very profitable for the companies that make foods to sell sugar, artificial goods. They get a longer shelf life, and this equals more profits. With fruit, you have a very short shelf window, and it's less profitable than just selling some fruity candy. Anyways, those dates tasted amazing. Best I've ever had. It was the first time I ate some dates that actually tasted like they looked to me. And I chalk that up to just quitting sugar. So there's a bunch of things you could do. The good news is, to get yourself off the sugar, you will start to feel younger, look younger. You'll have a longer energy window during your day. I can't remember, maybe a couple times in the last year, I felt like I was having a crash where I had to go have a nap during the day. I used to get those almost daily. Since quitting sugar, going on a good supplement, exercise diet, sleep routine, I don't get those anymore. So I have this energy burn that just lasts throughout the day. And then around 10:30, 11, I start to fade a little, and I really make myself go to bed. And the interesting thing is, I wonder, am I going to be able to fall asleep? Because my energy by 9:30, 10 o'clock is still so strong that I'm wondering if I'll even be able to sleep. But then around 11 o'clock, I'll just make myself lay down, close my eyes, I fall asleep. So it's kind of deceptive. That energy does stop with your circadian rhythms. You can program your body to just go to sleep when it's bedtime. Work up until it's time. Try not to have those late night burning the candle sessions, because you're really causing more damage than good. You may feel more creative. I'm a musician. I write songs. I feel more creative late at night, but it comes at a price. So I try to start earlier, or try to do more of that in the morning, so that when it's time to hit the sack, I do. And that really, I would say sleep is probably the biggest craving control mechanism, because you just aren't looking for that fix. And then when you do need it, a little coffee can do the trick. So I hope some of this has helped you. Try to avoid this stuff. What I also hope is that society will start rewarding people who aren't eating sugar. Why should people who are living healthy, not consuming all this sugar and processed foods, pay the same insurance that other people pay who are eating a lot of it? And it's kind of frustrating, because it's so cheap to manufacture bad food, unhealthy food, that a lot of lower income people get hooked on this stuff, and then it becomes all they can afford. And if we then charge more for their health insurance, it's really a pile on. So we got to find some way to reward people to get off of this unhealthy eating routine and onto a better way. And we'll all save so much money. We really have to find ways to augment the budgets for people to buy healthier foods, because we'll save so much, hundreds of billions, maybe trillions of dollars ultimately in savings, and also savings to the environment from having to ship all the stuff around, because everything sweet comes in some kind of package that's obviously no good for the environment. And I hope this helps. I hope this inspires some of you to get off sugar, eat healthier, and think about ways that we could impact society and get more people on the bandwagon too. See you again soon. This is Marcel James with The Pulse.